Hi, I'm Jen Parasini. I'm the designer of Stella, which is a sweater from Hudson & West's Fall and Winter 21 collection. Today I want to show you how to swatch the cross stitch pattern that is the design feature on Stella. So this stitch pattern is a lot like a cable, except that instead of switching the yarns in front of or in back of each other, you pull them through each other or take them over each other. So it's the same technique, it's just used in a different way. To affect that, we need to make the stitches a little longer on the back so that they have enough room to go over or under the other stitches on the front. I want to work you through the swatch because you'll need to do a swatch in order to make sure that your gauge is right for the sweater. The swatch instructions have an extra foundation row that you won't see in the pattern because the pattern will give you the instructions for that row. So when you look at the pattern, you'll see there's a foundation row for swatching only, and that's where we're going to start. I'm going to set this aside. I'm working on a chunky yarn, so it's a little bit clumsy, but hopefully that makes it a little easier for you to see what I'm doing. To swatch, we're going to cast on multiples of 8 plus 2. I have 18 stitches on the needle. You'll want 26 on yours in order to make the repeat big enough to measure for swatching. So in this first row, we're going to knit 2. Okay, and then we're going to do the purl 6 elongated. Normally when we purl, we would take it off. We're not going to do that. Okay, so we're going to do, like we normally would, 1 wrap, 2 wraps, okay? Regular purl, purl elongated. So really we're just wrapping it one more time. And since it's purl 6, we'll do that 6 times. That's 3. Slow it down a little bit. As if to purl, do an extra wrap, pull it through. As if to purl, do an extra wrap, purl it through. One last time. Okay, we'll count them. Make sure I got 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see they look like double stitches on the needle. So it's purl 6 elongated, knit 2 all the way to the end. So there's our knit 2. We'll do another set of purl 6s here. Purl 6 elongated. Wrap, wrap, and through. Wrap, wrap. That's 2. Wrap, wrap. That's 3. 4. 5. 6. And our last 2 stitches are knits. Okay, so that's the foundation row. And you'll see that again because that's also going to be a row we work later. Okay, so on the front, on row 1, we're going to do the knit 6 right elongated, which pulls them over, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So we'll start with knit 2. 1. Okay, now we're going to slip all 6 of these stitches over, but we're only going to pick up 1 loop. So we're ending up with these really long loops. 2, 3. It's a little fiddly. 4. So use your fingers to trap stitches. 5, 6. And then we'll just put them all back on. Okay, did we get them all? 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, you're going to skip the first 3. 1, 2, 3. And knit into the front of this guy. Pull it off and over. And so you can see it kind of lives in there now. Then we'll do the next one. Go, skip past the first 3. I'm trapping this with my finger to make it less fiddly. And over. So we're dragging all 3 of these through and leaving them on. So you can see you're creating a basket weave. Oops, a basket weave there. And then you'll just knit the last 3 normally. So on the back, we made the stitches long. On the front, we kind of wove them together while knitting them. Then we knit 2, and then we'll do it again. 1, 2. Okay, so step 1 is make these stitches single loops, really long ones. That's why they're called elongated stitches, right? Because they're really long loops. Okay, and get them all back on there. Whew. Okay, it's a little bit less fiddly when you have like more on the needle. So we have all 6 stitches there. And these are going to go over these like a tunnel. So we'll skip past these 3. Knit into the front. And pull it off and over. I'm laughing because I never knit with chunky yarn, and so it's just feels so foreign to my hands. Okay. Knit through the front. Ugh. There she goes. Okay. And one more. Okay, see if I can keep this in screen for y'all. Okay. And then we'll just knit these guys. Cool. And then the final is, of course, a knit 2. All right. We're halfway done our first repeat. To the back, okay? We're gonna start with purl 4. Regular. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing fancy about that. Okay. Then we're gonna knit 2. 1, 2. We'll do our purl 6 elongated. So this is the same stitch as before. Blurp. There we go. 1. Slow down a little bit. Wrap, wrap, pull through, wrap. That would be a regular purl. Wrap, pull through. Pull through. Pull through. Stop and count. 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got one more. Okay. Wrap. Wrap. Pull through. Okay, we should have a knit 2. And our final purl 4. Kind of buzzing through these. Not a lot of chit chat. Then on the front, we'll do the knit 6 left elongated, which is pretty much just the opposite of the right elongated. Okay, so we're on row 3 of our swatch now. The row 3 of our cross pattern. This is easy. We start with with knit 6. Okay, knit 6, and then knit 6 left elongated. 4, 5, 6. So of course we start by making those long loops that are double wraps, or those double wraps into long loops, I should say. Okay. Slide them back, make sure they're all there. Now this is maybe the trickiest part, but because you already did the other right side row, you kind of have some idea of where we're going with this. Instead of going over and pulling over, we're going to come in, grab it, knit it, and pull it through the tunnel. And so you can see that's making our stitches go the other way, and the second 3, instead of going over, are going through. So I'm just kind of reaching in and grabbing that guy, and then knitting it. An alternate is to rearrange the stitches on the needle and then work them, but I find that extremely fiddly and I feel like they bunch up a lot. The end of this row was just a knit 6. So because they're staggered, we did 2 repeats on the first row and we'll only do 1 repeat kind of on the second row. Let's see what we've got. So that's the pattern. The row 4 on the wrong side is the same as the foundation row. But I'll go ahead and do that so we can see what it looks like. So this is going to be just the same as our foundation row. We'll knit 2. And we'll go right into that purl 6 elongated. When you work this on the sweater, you'll work it kind of all around the hem at first, and then just up the middle of the front. Onto the second repeat, so it's 2. Some more yarns. 3. 4. 5. 6. And our little knit 2 at the end. Okay, so that's the foundation row and a whole repeat. You see it's got lots of room to breathe. Part of that is because I'm using just the biggest needles and the biggest yarn I have. But you'll probably notice that your forge also forges the yarn from Hudson and West. If you use that, you'll notice it also has some room to breathe. When you block these natural super sheepy wools, they bloom and fill in and create like a really lovely texture. You can see there's not a lot of room in here. This is a little bit tighter than the final gauge in the pattern, but you can see it's just a really fun texture. It uses the same skills you already have from cabling and creates something really special. And it creates kind of an organic shape in the hem too, which is, I think, really special in a sweater that has so many kind of linear shapes in it. Well, I hope this has been helpful. Yeah, let me know how it works out for you.